Good morning. We are coming up on 5:30. It is Wednesday morning. I'm Jessica Taloni.
I'm Bill Riles along with Akivia McFarland. John Nodar keeping an eye on Idalia this morning. A devastating, now life-changing storm.
It really is. If you walk outside here, you're going to find nothing. I mean, really a little puff of a north breeze. Right at the coastline, the water's edge, you're going to find rough surf. But just 250 miles away down the coast, a disaster is unfolding with a Category 4 hurricane, Idalia, making landfall in the next couple of hours in the Big Bend area of Florida. The bands are wrapping around. This is a close-in satellite view of the eye as it approaches the coastline, but all up and down the coast here, the potential of 12 to 16-foot storm surge in an area that has very little elevation. The tropical storm force winds are now confined to the Big Bend area from about Apalachicola over. So we are out of the tropical storm force winds area entirely. We may see some gusts 10 to 20 miles an hour, but that's just a breeze, really. Here's what we are expecting from Category 4 Idalia, 130 mile an hour winds, movement north-northeast. That's going to take it across North Florida, still as a hurricane and a Category 2 by the time it gets into South Georgia. It will remain a tropical storm as it brushes the coast of the Carolinas and then moves out into the Atlantic. Again, our effects are negligible by comparison. It's rough at the coastline. We'll see a little breeze, handful of showers maybe in northwest Florida, but that's about it for us. And we'll talk more about our local weather in just a few minutes.
Well, Citrus County in Florida is one of the coastal counties in the path of Idalia. A storm surge of up to 11 feet is possible there. Trevor Sahaki with our sister station from Tampa has the latest.
Citrus County and Crystal River are nervously waiting to see how bad Idalia is going to be for them. The city has nearly all cleared out. Gas station pumps covered, sandbags covering entrances, waterfront businesses and hotels closed. Crystal River is preparing for the worst from Hurricane Idalia. In Citrus County, there are mandatory evacuations for Zone A residents and suggested evacuations for others at risk. A high tide earlier brought up seagrass, and the fear is the tide plus storm surge could prove disastrous for the area. The sheriff today warning neighbors that once it gets too nasty outside, emergency responders can't come save you. Some businesses along the quaint downtown here have put up plywood and boarded up their windows, while others have put down sandbags, hoping the storm surge isn't that high. In Crystal River, Florida, I'm Trevor Sahaki. Back to you.
Thousands of people fleeing Hurricane Idalia are finding refuge in our part of the Gulf Coast.
Well, WKRG News 5's Chad Petrie continues our coverage this morning. Chad is live in Orange Beach. Good morning, Chad.
Good morning, Jessica. Good morning, Bill. Double red flags up this morning, meaning the water is closed to the public here at Orange Beach, and it's a situation that we've seen since yesterday afternoon, with Baldwin County serving as a stopover for people that are either heading to the storm for work or trying to get away from it for their own safety. The people heading to the storm making a stopover in Buc-ee's. I caught up with a few crews at Buc-ee's from Texas. James Powerline Construction. Several vehicles from that company were fueling up and leaving in a large line and a convoy heading to a staging area around the Big Bend of Florida before they go in to render whatever aid is needed. There was also another group of trucks, Pike Electric out of Missouri as well. Also catching up with a few people heading out of Florida. A couple of families cutting their vacation short to get ahead of the storm and the mass exodus of people leaving that part of Florida.
We were quite concerned about getting home in time. We didn't want to be stuck somewhere along the way, so we actually left Clearwater last night, and we stayed in Marianna, Florida overnight, and now we'll head back to Texas today.
Well, I mean, we had until Wednesday, so I mean, you know, it is what it is. We're okay. So we're just headed back home now.
And you may see a little bit more traffic on I-10, particularly from drivers from Florida that will be making their way around the area today and the next few days as this situation resolves. Reporting live in Orange Beach, Chad Petrie, WKRG News 5.
Power crews from Baldwin County and around the region are on standby in Florida, ready to respond in the aftermath of Hurricane Idalia. 10,000 Florida Power and Light employees are ready to help keep the lights on. On the left is their staging area in Chipley, Florida. Crews from Riviera Utilities and Fairhope Utilities left early yesterday morning, and today crews with Baldwin EMC will leave from Summerdale.
And of course, our First Alert Storm team is staying on top of the tropics, and you can too by going to Google and searching Hurricane Map Room. There you can track the path of tropical cyclones, stay on top of alerts, and see satellite imagery.